The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi, making real money breaking sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you get $20 free. Use that promo code SGPN over there at Kalshi, promo code SGP. And yes, so, all right, welcome back to another episode of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I know this is not the normal intro, but I am sweating Clippers plus 7.5 as we get to the final stretch here. We just got to stop. Looking for another stop here. What's this? 7? Literally sitting here at 7. I have Clippers plus 7.5. KD for 3. It is break. Get the rebound. Offensive rebounds. This was gonna kill us. Scott Studio, Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, good to be back. Happy to once again start a new week. Did end up sweeping the last episode, so it feels pretty good. Had the Cavs and the Nuggets over as my lock, which barely got there, but it got there. If you ended up getting the closing line, you lost actually, because that line climbed about 5 points. So it feels good to get there, beating the line move. And then for the dog, I ended up having the Nets, who got the job done against the Bulls. I still can't believe the Bulls were favored in a game. I mean, the Bulls are horrific, and the Nets. Look, they're the only team that doesn't get the memo that they should be tanking right now, and it feels like they actually have shown up a couple of times in the last week. But either way, the Nets got the job done, so I'll play the drop. But as a Nets fan, I kind of wish they lost, but I'll take the win. So there you go. Yeah, so can't complain. I was watching the overtime between the Knicks and the Pacers. Looks
Yeah,
like
Knicks
the
suck.
Knicks are going to lose, but who knows? 12 seconds left. We'll see what happens. But yeah, fun game. So there you go. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, the Knicks pissing me off really is like maybe not the worst part of my night. Um, Flirting with this line right here on air, that could possibly be the worst part of my night. Uh, Jackson at the line shooting 2. Oh no, he's got one. Cool. 7. We're back here at 7. All right, there we go. And Suns 6.5. Yeah, Suns at 6.5. That's sweating the dog there, Scott. I had the Suns laying 11.5 for plus 160, and it's 15 points right there in the third. Watching that game, really not as concerned with that as much as I am. I really want this Clippers cover.
That's going to come down to free throws probably at the end. But I saw the Clippers benched Kawhi, so we'll see how they look in the last minute or two. But benching Kawhi is probably not what you wanted to see. But who knows? There's a minute to go. We'll see if they end up making some shots.
Lord have mercy. They don't know. All right. Let's move on very quickly from that. First, let everybody know that, hey, go download the SGPN app for all of our free picks and podcasts in one place over there in the App Store or Google Play Store or whatever store you got, but go download that. Second, let's talk about how many games we got here, Scott.
We have 14.
Oh, my. All-Star Weekend is upon us, huh?
Yep.
It's definitely one of those slates. James Harden making his debut in Cleveland for the Cavaliers at home against the Washington Wizards. Cavs are laying 18. 236 is the total injury report. And
we know the Cavs
Bali.
A lot of people. The Wizards, you can make the argument, just don't even care at all. So
Cool Bali is questionable. We have Anthony Gill, who is questionable. Keyshawn George is also questionable. And then D'Angelo Russell is not even with the team. Dean Wade is out. Evan Mobley's out. And then, Max Strus is a person. Well, I mean, how much are we going to believe in this new Cleveland team?
I mean, it was a nice win against Denver. They were able to survive. They had to come back against the Kings, which wasn't exactly ideal. They can score points. They can't defend anybody. But the question is, can the Wizards actually score? Because as a Nets fan who watched whatever the hell that was on Saturday, when the Wizards want to lose games, nobody does it better. That was a generational tanking performance that they had against the Nets. They were down like 35 after a quarter and a half. It was a mess. They gave up, I think it was 46 in the first quarter of that game. They gave up 81 in the first half, I think. It was just a catastrophe. So the question is if the Wizards are going to be deploying that lineup again, where they're going to be sitting everybody, and you just see a bunch of G League players running around for about 48 minutes, then maybe you have an argument. But I am going to go with the Cavs, assuming, once again, you can probably wait this out because I don't really expect the line to move that much. If the Wizards end up sitting everyone like they did against the Nets and they use that lineup again, they're losing by 30. Like, this team is atrocious. So, assuming the Wizards copy what they did against the Nets over the weekend, I'm taking Cleveland. Because watching that team play, I thought they were going to get buried once I saw the lineup, and they were down a ton. They ended up making it a bit more respectable in the second half. But when you give up 80 plus points to the Nets in the first half, I know what you are, and that's a G League team. So I'll go with Cleveland minus the 17.5, but I'll wait it out a little bit.
Oh man, I mean, there's like it's a lot going on right now at just one particular time. Um, Jalen Brunson is a saint. The Clippers. Oh my gosh.
They covered. They covered.
Oh,
They made the
thank
three at
God.
the end. They covered. Yeah. Meaningless garbage time three for the Clippers.
Yes.
I didn't see who made the shot, though. Who made the shot?
Oh my God.
That is a pure backdoor miracle, but they got the job done.
Shout out to Ty Washington.
I forgot Ty was even on the Clippers. That's a hell of a 3-pointer to cover. So there you
Oh
go.
my
Clippers
God.
lose,
I
but
was literally
what
just
they
about
covered.
to say, I was literally about to just say how much I hate the Clippers. It was about to come out my mouth. And then
Yeah,
he
that's a
hits the
cover.
three in my face.
That counts. Take it.
Ah.
What a sweat.
Ooh, boy. Oh man. That's hilarious. It literally, I was just about to tell you, Scott, how upset I was that did not go my way, and then boom. All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the man. So look,
Whether or not you wanted to take the spread.
I don't know. It's because I can see the Wizards have it for these random get up games. Like, who's to say that they're passing out beards, Scott? They're
Yeah.
passing out beards tomorrow to the fans. Like, this is incredibly hype for him to come in here and play this home game. And I mean, defensively, do we think the Cavs are any better?
No, the Cavs defensively are horrible, but I'm not sure it's going to matter just based on how bad the Wizards are. If the Wizards choose, this is what I'm willing to wait to see what the injury report's going to be. If the Wizards go full tank like they did against the Nets, they are losing this by 30. I just don't see another path. But if Sar plays and if some of the other guys suit up, then maybe they got a chance. But I think the Wizards punt this game based on the spread. So maybe wait it out, but I'll go with the Cavs.
I mean, they went on the road and beat Detroit. Like, there's some type of life there.
That was the
18,
last time they
18
tried.
is a lot. 18 is a lot. Give me the Wizards. I'll go against you. Give me the Wizards. I can't.
All
We
right.
can't. I can't. 18 and a half this Cavs team just yet. Chalk zone for 18. 18. I don't know, Sky. I don't. Not. It's too high. I don't want to double lock that or have to play a drop on that. No way. 238.5 is total. I mean, clear over game. I don't know if I truly don't know if Cleveland is gonna be any good defensively when teams just realize, okay, bet, like, just go at the guards. Nobody in that backcourt can defend legitly.
No, I'm with you
And
on
then
the over.
Cleveland, you just got a bunch of guys that are just like, yo, let's just go out there and hoop and see if somebody wants to trade for us at some point. Like, no, yeah, over, over. Because I think
Yeah.
Cleveland is going to be able to run up a score. This is clearly going to be some type of James Harden triple double or close. Donovan Mitchell 30-point game. Like, team total over for the Cavs for sure. I think the Cavs name your score, but I think the Wizards are going to be able to keep up as well.
Yeah,
All right.
I think a Cavs can walk into 130, so I agree with you.
All right. What's next? Atlanta on the road. Playing the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets laying 5.5 at home. 232 is the total. Injury report. Well, Scott, I didn't get to talk about it with you, but there's going to be some repercussions.
Were you a fan of the fight? Did you
I
think
thought it
they
was.
were
I just
actually
thought it
trying
was
to
funny.
fight?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
did. I thought everybody involved, even Jalen Duran in the big, like, you could think that he wasn't trying to fight, but it was actually him just showing restraint because he could have like, mm, what's Diabite when he lunged forward and missed, like just completely, just kind of like wildly lunged, and you saw Duran about to swing and be like, no, 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 I can't do it. Like, man, I don't know. It was funny. It was just really funny. I thought it was hilarious. But surely we're not seeing Diabite and Bridges playing in this game.
The only counter argument would be if they appeal, then there is a chance that they end up playing during the appeal process, but
Mhm.
they're going to get a couple of games. We'll see how that goes. I'm assuming Stewart gets the most out of everybody because he came in off the bench, but we'll mention that later for the trade.
Technically, coming off of the bench is a one-game offense.
Well, that by itself, that doesn't include the actual fight.
Yes, I mean the fight is gonna add on,
My
but
point is
technically,
Stewart has a head start on the
the
competition
thought
for the
the
fight.
thought process that he had of, well, I only get a game for coming off. The rest is gonna come because I was fighting. But like, I understood the thought of, I'm gonna just charge off the bench.
The point I'm trying to say is I do think that Stewart will get more games than
Oh,
Diabate
for
and than Bridges,
sure.
but
Oh, for
either
sure.
way, look, I don't know if they're going to be suspended for this game. They should be, but I know in baseball there's an appeal process and you can play while you're appealing and then you could end up just missing games after. So we'll see what happens, but look, Charlotte hung in there, even shorthanded against Detroit. They lost the game, but Detroit we know is the best team in the East, and they were actually willing to go down swinging, so to speak, in this game. They're still very good. I mean,
Mhm.
they've been in a great form recently. Atlanta, we know, can't defend anybody. Minnesota scored, I think it was 81 points in the first half against them last time out. I think Charlotte's good. I don't know how good Atlanta is, but I do think even without Diabate and Bridges, first of all, I can't stand Bridges. I don't think Bridges is any good. So I think that even if you're looking at him missing this game, what do you have? More usage for Brandon Miller, for LaMelo, and Knipple? Sure, I'm fine with that. Like, that's not really going to cause me to sway off of the Hornets. And for Diabate, I still don't mind Cockbrenner playing more minutes. I think he can do fine in the spot. We'll see what they do for the backup center, but I'm still going to take Charlotte. I think Charlotte is right now objectively a pretty solid team. I think Atlanta is a team that defensively doesn't really have an identity. I think that Atlanta is a team that really needs to rely on Jalen Johnson having monster games all the time. And I just think that Charlotte has more scoring depth. If you have to rely on CJ McCollum to have a good game to give you a chance, I don't feel great about your prospects. So I'll go with the Hornets minus 5.5. They might be shorthanded, but they've been really good at home. They've been playing good defense. We know Atlanta's not a great defense at all. I see a good matchup for Charlotte, whether they're shorthanded or not. Once again, the Bridges absence means nothing to me because I don't think Bridges is actually that good at basketball. We can agree or disagree on that, but I'll take Charlotte at home minus 5.5.
Yeah, hard to disagree on that, but
Really, you're a fan of
um,
Bridges.
I mean, I don't have to be a fan of him to know that he's good at basketball. Like
Just
even
watching him
on an
play,
NBA level, like I think he's pretty solid. Like
I think he's okay. I think he's more of a me guy. I think he cares more about his stats than actually winning. So I'm not really a big fan of Miles Bridges, but
I mean, you could say that about anybody that comes through the Hornets at at any given time. Like
no, I get
I
it.
think it just comes with the territory of playing for the
No, I
Hornets.
get it. It's just watching him during the win streak, I feel like Bridges was constantly doing his own thing and wasn't actually contributing that much. So I've just been lower on Bridges over the years than most people. But my point is, with him being out, I don't think it really matters that much. I think he's fine. I don't think he's much better than that. But Diabate is a bigger deal because of the rebounding. I mean, Diabate can walk into 18 rebounds in a given game. So that might be where you feel his absence more than Bridges. But I'm still going to take Charlotte in this game, especially at home. I think they're really good at home.
Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, and Dyson Daniels all questionable for the game. So when did this Hornets team change? It's when Diabate came back and he was starting in the lineup and they went on that run. And it's
Also,
been
Brandon Miller and
crazy.
LaMelo being healthy. But yeah,
Yes, but
yeah.
that all contributed. It's that lineup. It's Miller, LaMelo, Diabate, Bridges, all of them. That lineup, them all playing well together is where we got and how we got to this situation. So I think now we're removing pieces out of that, two starters that are more than likely going to be missing this game. And then you have this Hawks team getting healthier. Daniels could be, playing this one. It I understand where you're coming from, but if Jalen Johnson plays, I think that I can see him leading this team to be competitive on the road and taking advantage of a Charlotte team that's just kind of reeling off of a crazy game environment that was just before you played the number one team in the East and you were competing, like you felt like you had a chance in that one. It was very physical. It was felt very playoff esque,
Mhm.
like a 1 versus 8 playoff esque type of atmosphere. And now you got to come back and play this game and you're down a couple of guys and you got to try to make it work and hopefully other guys step up. Like, I don't know. I like the chances of this Hawks team being able to come into Charlotte and give them a game. Give them a game, especially because of the fact that they just played this game. And I mean, it wasn't like it was crazy. Like,
That was close.
so, and again, Bridges 26, double double, Diabate, like, and the fact of Con Knipple was on the road in that game and he gave you 23, and you have Con Knipple who, let me go back and tell the people why you should be betting Con Knipple in these certain spots. On on the road, he's averaging 21 points per game this season, Scott. At home, he's averaging 16.4.
Yeah,
That's an astronomical leap.
it is.
So, like, give me the Hawks. Give me the Hawks plus the points. I will say this is very close to being a deja vu game enough where the Hawks go out here, they compete. Maybe they even sneak a win outright, but I like the Hawks in this one.
Well, I do want to ask you: do you want to wait to find out if Jalen Johnson's going to play?
I wouldn't take it right now. No, I
Okay.
wouldn't.
All right.
But I'm saying,
Yeah,
once
yeah.
we figure
I
that
know
stuff
you're
out,
assuming as much. I'm just
yeah,
saying there's no guarantee he's actually going to play in this game.
yeah. And especially if Daniels is making his return too and he looks solid, like, yeah.
All right.
All right. 232 and a half.
I'm going to go under.
Mhm.
I actually really like Charlotte's defense. And
Yeah.
even with the Abate being out, you're just going to have Cockbrenner protecting the rim for 30 minutes. Like, I feel pretty good about the defense. I'll go with the under.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I know Atlanta's a trend. trended more towards the over, but I could just see everything just be lower scoring and Atlanta just finds a way to hang around. Jalen Johnson does enough. Maybe he even carries. All right. Again, this is all contingent on Jalen Johnson playing. And I think the line would show as much if this line grows and he's ruled out, then I think it kind of makes sense that
Yeah,
yeah, all right, this Charlotte team is probably going to beat up on a bad Hawks team that
we're
night.
not going to know until tomorrow anyway, so we'll see.
All right. Before we get to the rest of the slate, got to talk to you about Kashi. Hey, shout out to Giannis, man. Some people that's like really upset about that. I just I never actually understood people like truly caring because when I saw this guy, I didn't care. I actually thought it was funny.
I no offense to Calci, I know they sponsored the show. I've never used Calci in my life.
I've never. I am very much pro get your money.
Yeah,
And so if Kaushi is getting you that bag, then I'm with it. I'm with it. It don't matter. I'm pro get your money. Get your money. All right. By the way, Caution legal in 50 states, so make sure you go check them out. You can trade a whole bunch of markets, politics, entertainment, weather. Hey, go check out whatever they have listed for Giannis. Giannis next team, maybe. Go trade all of that stuff over there at Kalshi. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is the number one social sports book and casino out there, available in 35 plus states, including Texas and California. Hey, you can get a 100% purchase match up to $100 with promo code SGPN. That's Rebet, promo code SGPN. Hoo-wee. By the way, just checking in, we've grown that lead up to 20 in the third for the Phoenix Suns. So
good.
uh, this is either a collapse or smooth sailing.
Yeah,
It's only one or the other. All right. Let's see. Who's next here, Scott? Well, Glenn and the Milwaukee Bucks are going on the road to play the Orlando Magic. Magic laying 10.5. 220.5 is total injury report. And we have whenever I get it up, pause. There we go. All right. For the Milwaukee Bucks, it looks like we've got, well, duh, just Giannis. And clean injury report for the Orlando Magic. They only have Colin Castleton listed. Okay, so last time we saw this game, literally yesterday, the Magic put belt on the Milwaukee Bucks. It's pretty bad. To the tune of some 19 points. I mean, you would think this time around it doesn't go as bad. But I don't know. What's the argument to say the Bucks is even makes this a 8.9 point game here?
I mean, the argument is just going to be anti-Orlando. The argument is Orlando had a great game the first time around. Do you trust them to do it again? That's really the only argument, isn't it? Because we know Milwaukee's not very good, but they're also not tanking. I mean, there are a lot of teams around the league that are intentionally trying to lose, and the Bucks are not one of those teams. They stink, but they're still trying to win games. Orlando's looked better recently, but does that suddenly make them trustworthy? No. So the argument that you really have isn't even pro Milwaukee. It's just anti Orlando. That's kind of the argument that you have, right?
I mean, I get that's really yeah. And then it's the fact that Bucks got to play again after that. They have to play the OKC. So like, I just feel like Orlando could accidentally win this by double digits.
That's kind of how I feel. I think I'll pick Orlando, but it's one of those games that's a clear stay away for me. I have no interest in laying 10.5 with Orlando. I have no interest in getting 10.5 with Milwaukee. So I think I'm just good. I'm not going to bet this game. I have no interest at all. Maybe a prop here or there, but I'll just go with Orlando. But I don't have any strong opinion. I'm assuming you agree. You have any interest in betting this game? Because I don't.
No, I don't. And actually, I'm actually going to take the Bucks plus 10.5 because I just don't want to agree on that.
Yeah, that's fine. They will not be in the lock and dog section, so it's fine.
Yeah, very ugly game. Very ugly. And the fact you got to watch it again after the first time, like, like you're making me sit through this again. Yikes. As a season ticket holder, yikes. What was that? What did that first one land?
Went under. It landed, I think it was 217. It is a deja vu game, so based on principles, you'd want Milwaukee and over, right?
Yeah.
Or landed 217. Sorry.
I thought that was what you said. Yeah, no, still give me under. I'm sorry.
All right.
Just breaking all the rules today. Indiana. Second leg of a back-to-back this one. On the road, I'm going to play your Brooklyn Nets, Scott. Nets are laying 5.5 points now. It was like 2.5, I want to say, before they played this game.
Yep.
And then, overtime, the game happened, overtime happened, they got the win.
Well, based on that, it's pretty simple. We're not going to know officially who's going to be playing for Indiana, but I think it's safe to say that they're benching 90% of the team for this game.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the Nets, there's no Michael Porter Jr. He didn't play last game. They beat Chicago anyway. I'm on the Nets.
Do you think they would play Zoo?
No.
Because, why would you?
Are we sure Zoo plays this entire season? I'm not even joking.
Is it that bad?
I mean, if you're looking around the league, the Wizards kind of set the tone already because they traded for 2 players that are not going to play this entire season.
Potentially 3.
Potentially 3, but you know what I'm trying to say. The main 2, the 2.
Yeah. No.
You guys with Trey and AD, they're just not going to play this season. I like the Zubac trade, but he hasn't played yet this season. I don't really know what the point is pre-All-Star break to bring him back. I don't see the point post-All-Star break either. I don't see Zubac playing 1 game before the All-Star break. So I just think Indiana's sitting everybody. Now, you could argue that maybe the bench unit can still find a way, and maybe the Nets will no-show the game. The Nets are the only garbage team that are actually still trying to win games, and it's bothering me. But the point is the Nets have actually played pretty well. They beat the Wizards. They beat the Bulls. They're winning these tank bowl games. So I'll take the Nets minus 3.5. I feel like this could be the same thing that we saw. I don't want to compare it exactly to the Wizards on Saturday, but the same idea where the Nets, even though they're not very good, at least they're letting the young guys play, and the young guys are contributing. Traore had 13 assists last game. He had the most assists by a teenager, I think, in like 20 years. So he had a solid game. Wolf is still playing. They have some guys that can actually give you decent minutes. Indiana, if this goes the way that we think it's going to go, especially since they won the game, Indiana, after winning the game, might have to sacrifice 5 losses to balance it out. I think Indiana completely no-shows this entire game, and I think the Nets actually blow the game open. It's going to sound disgusting. I don't mind a Nets alt spread. I think the Nets win this game handily, and I think Indiana deploys a phenomenal tank job. Give me the Nets minus 3.5.
Wait, you got 3.5? Where you see that at?
That's what I had initially when I prepared things like 20 minutes ago. Why? What is it at now?
It's some 5.5s out there. It's a 4.5 out there.
I was 3.5 when we hit the live button, but I guess since after overtime they moved it. But I think the Nets win this game handily.
The lighter green book has a 4.5, and the darker green book has a 5.5.
I'm trying to think of which book's the lighter green and which one's the darker green. I know which one of them is. I don't know the other one. The hell's the other one?
Nice little
Like a
teaser
riddle.
there.
Okay. All right. Either way. Point is 4.5,
Got to
five
think
and a
about it.
half. I think they win this game.
It's got a chalice on the
I think they
front.
win this game handily. So I'll go Nets. I'm trying to speculate what will be Indiana's lineup for this game. So I'm looking at the bench today, like trying to guess who's going to even get minutes in this game. Jay Huff, maybe. McConnell, maybe. I don't know. Get ready for the Cam Jones 30 minutes extravaganza tomorrow. Ben Shepherd, maybe. I don't know. This is going to be disgusting. I'll go for the Nets.
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. You go Nets here. Come on, like you beat up the rival Knicks in MSG in overtime. Everybody's sitting, and the Nets been quietly good as a favorite. I got 3-0 ATS as a favorite.
Sounds right.
And they just covered 8.5 against the Wizards.
Out of all the tanking teams, they're one of the better tanking teams. And what Indiana's about to do is about to be unholy. So I'll go with the Nets.
Yeah. Nets, laying 5.5. 214.5.
I'll go over. I still think Indiana can push pace. And I do think the Nets, we saw them in the last couple games against Chicago and against the Wizards. They actually were scoring some points. So I'll go over. I just think this number's too low for two teams that I don't trust defensively. And if this game does turn out to be a tank bowl, you might just end up seeing a bunch of really bad defense and basically a showcase in the second half. So I'll go for the over. I think this number's a bit low.
You make a good case. All right, fine. You pulled my arm, Scott. I did really want to say that I just didn't think Indiana was going to put up points.
But watching the last couple games, the Nets had high-scoring games against the Wizards and the Bulls. So I think this number's a bit low.
I wonder who's going to get Kyler Murray.
Who's going to get who?
Kyler Murray. Oh. Sorry. Something randomly came across my screen, and I was like, oh, Kyler Murray's going to get traded.
I don't know if he can play basketball, but I know he can play baseball.
I'm pretty sure this line is very, very off. The New York Knicks are on the road going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers laying 1.5 here. 221.5 is the total.
I'm adjusting the banner. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Knicks lose in overtime. Line flips, goes to Philly.
OG sat, so OG might play. Mitchell Robinson sat, so maybe he'll play.
And it could literally be a completely different team. Like this entire night could all be indicative of just how bad Cat really is.
Yeah. If we're assuming, well, I'm going to ask you, after losing that game, didn't the Knicks actually sit some people? Like Brunson gives you 40, you lose. Hart has a triple-double, you lose. Do you sit either guy? I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, maybe you can make a case to me for sitting Josh Hart because he's been nicked and banged up, and basically you got to wrap him in bubble wrap. But like, there's no shot Jalen Brunson sits this.
And we know Bridges is not going to sit because he has to keep his Iron Man streak going, so he'll play. But if Embiid plays, can anybody guard him? And I don't think the Knicks can.
I mean, if Mitchell Robinson plays, I think that it'll be an interesting matchup. If you tell me the Knicks are at full strength, they probably have enough, and they probably go out there and compete, and they probably look better after this very embarrassing loss, and it looks like a completely different team. And this is the ups and downs that it comes with following the New York Knicks. But if you're telling me that you're going out there again and Karl Anthony Towns is your big, like the big, and there's nobody else that's coming, like nobody's coming to save us. Mitchell Robinson is not walking through the door to save us. Yeah, then it's over. So I think this really hedges for me on if Mitchell Robinson plays, if I'm being honest.
I think I'm going to take Philly anyway.
Definitely OG2. But like, if you tell me I got OG and Mitchell Robinson, then I like my chances with the Knicks because I just believe Philly can just blow something good. But no, you can't take this Knicks team if everybody's not playing. I just was reminded that tonight, and I promise you I won't forget it again. If the injury report has two or more, the Knicks are losing.
Yeah, I see Seven mentioning that the Villanova boys are going back, so maybe they'll play. We'll see. Bridges is going to play because he plays every game, but I think I'm going to take Philly anyway in the spot. Maybe just a basic fade the team off an overtime game the day after. It might just be that simple for me, but Philly got buried in that second half against Portland last game. They gave up 49 points in the third quarter. So maybe I'm just hoping from a pride perspective, Nurse gets his guys up for this game. Maybe it was a look at spot, who knows? But I do think Philly, after getting embarrassed by Portland last game, should put together a better effort in this matchup. Do I think the Knicks have anybody that can guard Maxey? No, they never do. Do I think they have a guy that can guard Embiid? Robinson, if he doesn't play, seriously reduced minutes, which is always a concern, even when he does play. And then you're looking at Cat, who, once again, might not play. Maybe he does. Who knows? He's been banged up lately. I'll go for Philly. I'm not going to really overthink this. I'll fade the team off an overtime game with travel. I know it's not that much travel, but still, against a well rested team. I'll take Philly at home minus 1.5.
I'm. mm, I understand that. I understand the point. I think what I want to drive home is that one, the it was a very good point about the Villanova boys that was brought up. A very good point there. But also, what if, and this is just what if the Portland finish was just indicative of how they're playing right now, rather than they get up for the next game? No, this is who Philly is because I have watched Philly, and it was all fun and games in the beginning, but as of late, it has very much felt like okay, they're just kind of hanging around here. They're just kind of hanging around. They're just kind of in the middle of the road, kind of hanging around the pack. But the loss to the Lakers was the alarming thing. I think that's what it is. I think the loss to the Lakers and how much I don't believe in the Lakers, and I think that they're fool's gold. I think that is the very alarming part of this, where I'm just like, okay, I always feel like I can see through this Philly team, and so this just feels like a random get up spot where I'm like, oh, everybody's feeling crappy about the Knicks losing that game last night. Then they come back on a back to back and just boom, get this random win. 221 and a half.
I'll go over. Couple ways to get there. I don't think Philly's good defensively. If Robinson doesn't play, I definitely don't want to take the Knicks defensively. So I'll go with the over.
Yeah, Brunson. Yeah, Brunson probably has a game. Maxi, I can see having a game as well. Yeah, okay. Somebody's watching the Duke game. Let's see here. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta make sure I talk to everybody about Underdog. Lonte and I cashed. OG didn't play, so reduced payout, but Brunson higher PA, Pascal higher points, just like that. Make sure you get over there. You can win up to 5,000 times your entry over there, Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you check out their brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $75 in bonus funds when you use that sign up code NBA SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. They're on a heater for college and NBA. Super easy to sign up. And you can run predictions off of the house model or make your own model with the sliders and all of that. Do you like tempo? Do you like offense, defense, all of that? Move them around, play around, and see what you like, and build a model that works for you. Looking to go premium? Use that promo code SGP5 when you download the Rhythm app and get 25% off your first month. Again, download Rhythm and use that promo code SGPN25. Chicago. I just want to point out Chicago is 6 games under 500 right now.
It's going to get worse. So strap in. I don't even think that matters anymore. They have already showed their hand, didn't they?
Okay, so Chicago's on the road going to play Boston Celtics. Celtics are laying 13.5. 225.5 is the total. All right, we've got early game between two teams that just made a trade. Vucevic being over there on the Celtics and Anthony Simons over there for the Chicago Bulls. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the tallest person on the Bulls is 6'8".
It depends if Jalen Smith plays, but they don't have many guys that can actually rebound the ball.
Yeah, maybe 6'9". But like we are understanding there are no bigs in the equation. Cool. That does suck for playing Boston.
Yep.
However, maybe not impossible. Jalen Smith is a doubtful. Trey Jones is also doubtful. Josh Giddey is also doubtful.
You're looking
That's
at
an
most
upgrade.
likely a Simons and Ivy backcourt, and you're just hoping for the best.
And then you've got Kada on the other side, probable. Hauser, also probable. Okay. I really do want to admit, as bad as this looks, and I feel like I've seen the Bulls look either equally or more as bad in a spot just like this, where it felt like there was no hope that they would cover any, like they were getting 13. I think it was against the Nuggets, and I think it was also 13.5. And they
It was
were
a
also
back-to-back,
on the
and they
road.
won outright.
And there was no hope. Nobody was playing. I feel like I can entertain that maybe they hang around in the game, but they're going to have to score to keep up.
Do you think they can?
Potentially.
I think that's the play for Chicago of anything. It wouldn't even be the total. It would be the team total. Just pick them to not totally embarrass themselves, and maybe they'll find a way. But that's the only way I think you can back Chicago. You pick them to score. They might give up 140, but who cares?
Okay, so riddle me this. Tell me this, what if Nick Richards goes out there and has some type of 15 and 12 type of game?
All right.
Just came on the team. I think he played one game.
Okay.
For a team that's desperate of big size. And I mean, at this point, if you see this matchup against Boston, you gotta play him. So let's say he goes out there and plays some 30-something minutes. Like, now you got Simons going out there and he's killing. Buzelis is somebody that I think could take advantage of the lack of interior defense for Boston as well. The only thing is just I think Isaac Okoro will be tanking the team when he touches the basketball at times, and it really pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah, he has no offensive talent at all.
At all, Scott, like at all, like
Yeah.
literally every time he's like, I'm surprised he even scores points. Like when he scores points, it's shocking every single time. And then Colin Sexton just had some kind of crazy game. Like Scott, I can talk myself. Maybe it's me being a Boston hater at heart.
That's what I think it is personally, but
I
I can
really
understand.
feel like I can talk myself into the Bulls keeping this a close game.
Yeah, I don't. I think Boston buries them. Boston off that no-show against the Knicks over the weekend, that was ugly. I know you had a great time because the Knicks went in that building and it was just belt to ass the entire game. But Boston scored, 89 points in that entire game?
Yeah.
I think it's a great bounce-back spot for Boston. Boston just shows up after getting killed on their home floor. They also should have lost to Miami. Miami blew a 20-plus point lead in that game. And now Boston just comes out against a pure bottom feeder and just smacks the crap out of them for the entire game. I think it's a phenomenal spot for Boston. I think the offense can get going. I faded the Bulls last game against the Nets because they were somehow laying points. I'm in the blindly fading Chicago portion of the season because I think this team is intentionally losing games. They can't rebound the ball. Yes, I know Simons and Ivy have upside, so maybe they can put together some solid games, but Boston is still a good defensive team. So I don't see many easy looks for Chicago offensively in this game. And I know for a fact this team can't defend or rebound. So I'll go for Boston after getting lucky against Miami and after no showing the last game against the Knicks at home. I think it is a phenomenal get-right spot to just bury a tanking team in front of your home fans right before the All-Star break. So I'm going to go Boston minus 13.5.
I think they're working out the kinks. Tanking feels absurd. What the Jazz are doing is tanking. Like,
So wait, hang on a second. So you're telling me a team with nobody above 6'9" is not trying to tank?
I mean, they have Nick Richards now.
Okay.
I said that earlier, but I
All
did
right.
forget about the Nick Richards thing. They have Nick Richards now. So, like, tanking, I don't think it's tanking. I think they're figuring things out. I think that the Bulls got above 500 and they did what I say they do all the time is they go back on their downswing. And that's why I pointed out in the beginning of the segment that the Bulls are 6 games under 500. That's when they start to realize, hey, Billy Donovan, you're falling a little bit short at playing. I need you to be able to kick this thing up. And then the Bulls just wake up and start playing basketball again. So, like, I can see it. I can see some crazy Simon's revenge game. Nick Richards also has a game. Would I feel better if, like, the Bulls had some of their better people playing? Yeah, but, like, it's 13.5 points. They could lose by 10.
I mean, I would take Chicago if they had Giddy or some other guys playing, but they don't. So I'll just go Boston.
All right, I'm on Chicago.
If Boston had beaten the Knicks over the weekend, I might make an argument for Chicago. But after that egg that they laid over the weekend, I just think it's a great spot for Boston to look good against a bad team.
98 and 89 points in their last 2 games.
Yeah, it's been ugly. But defensively, this Boston team's still very good.
That's one thing I can agree with you. There's going to be some points scored over. For sure, Boston team total over at the very least.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if I think Chicago's going to win, I think they just keep up with them. But, like, Boston really does have to get going with the scoring. Under 200. I mean, not under 200. Well, yeah, under 200 total. But, like, under 100 points each game for the past 2 games. I mean, even though you did get the win in one of them, like, probably shouldn't feel good about your offensive output recently.
I'll go Boston team total over. Looking at Chicago's points allowed lately, Nets 123, Denver 136, Toronto 123, Milwaukee 131, Miami 134. They can't guard anybody. So I'll go first Boston team total over.
All right. Detroit on the road going to play Toronto. Detroit's laying 2.5, 230. I'm sorry, 222.5 is the total in that one. Let's see here if I can find it. There we go. Let's see any type of injury report I can pull up for this game. Well, for one, both of the bigs we have to assume are not going to be playing. So, Scott, 2026, Paul Reed?
Yeah, probably a Paul Reed game. He was good against Charlotte when he came in off the bench. He actually gave him some good minutes.
And he was so good. He got the post-game interview.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, shout out to Paul Reed, man. So
I see a path here. I mean, Murray Boyles is banged up. Pirtle hasn't played, or Pirtle's been banged up constantly.
It's been a long time
for a masterclass here.
It's been a long time since we just sat there and got the chance to bet the Paul Reed game. And, like, dog, when we were doing it, it was a lateral opportunity. So, like, That's the first thing that I think of is that more than likely we're not going to see either big.
Yeah, I think we can agree that unless they appealed, they're not going to play in this game.
Yeah, and I think really like in hindsight, Duran's is probably because like he initiated everything. Like all of
Yeah,
that was because he put his hand in dude's face, and then everything else transpired. Actually, I could probably make the case for Duran that like I mean, should I get a huge suspension? Like, what did I really do? Like, all
mhm.
right, I put my hand in the guy's face, like a game, cool. But like, I can make the case Duran's suspension doesn't need to be that big. Actually, it's really everybody else. Kylie Murray Boyles is out, and Jakob Poeltl is questionable. But Jakob Poeltl's been like hurt.
It
Ron
might be a
Holland,
Mamukashvili game, so we'll see what happens there. But
Ron Holland out for personal reasons. Is he having a baby? Ron Holland, did you get somebody pregnant? You having a baby? I hope it's a baby and it's not nothing else serious. Uh,
I mean, I'm going
well,
to
I
take
mean,
Detroit.
I guess if you're gonna lose both of your bigs in a game, it's good that it's against Toronto.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. You could argue on one hand, maybe Barnes and new All Star Brandon Ingram. Shout out to Brandon Ingram. Maybe they just have solid games. I mean,
Hmm.
Barnes could, in theory, walk into 15 rebounds. That would not shock me if that was the outcome here. But Detroit is still nasty on defense.
Hmm.
And I do think that Toronto offensively can get quite stagnant at times. Detroit, though, I think we agree right now is the best team in the East. Do we agree on that?
Oh yeah, for
I'll,
sure.
I think I'll just back their good defense to travel. I'll go with Detroit. When in doubt, K's the best player on the floor. I think K closes. I think game will be close. I think it'll be ugly. I don't mind the under, but I think Detroit finds a way to sneak a win on the road in Canada with basically no centers. I'll take Detroit. I think 2.5 is too low. I'm not sure how many points Duran and Stewart are worth together, but I trust Detroit more in crunch time than Toronto. So I'll take Detroit minus 2.5.
Yeah. So this was a. I just gotta say, I know we're doing this, and I've just been like very, very loosely watching this first quarter. But for a large part of the first quarter, I felt like anytime I saw anything go on, it was how much does Wimby have?
He's got 25 already.
Oh, like I felt like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I feel like anytime I see anything going on, is Wimby doing something?
No, he's on pace for 100. It's not going to happen because we're going to be up by 40, but Wemby's on pace for 100.
We talked about this last night too.
8 for
I
9 from the floor. He has 25 points in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. That's
Yeah, no,
disgusting.
I was literally sitting there like it took for Wimby not to be on the floor for me to realize, oh, okay. And there's actually like other guys playing basketball because I swear every time I looked up, I felt like it was just Wimby doing something.
Yeah. 25 points in 8 minutes is just absurd.
It's actually like
Mhm.
that's not real. That's literally something off of a video game. Like I actually can't even put in words what I just saw. Like that's actually insane. It's like I have to go back and watch that again. That is it really 25?
He has 25.
I haven't actually visually confirmed for myself, but that's actually insane. Like that's insane. Yeah, I'm on the Pistons. I've just felt like we've seen too many iterations of this Pistons team of people being hurt, and they're missing Cade here or Duran there or whatever, and they just continue to find ways to win games. And I think that they still have, I think they possibly have the best bigs in the league in terms of how deep that they can go. Because the fact that you're probably going to be down your top two, and we're still sitting here talking about Paul Reed and like, oh wow, he could have a really good game here, and he can. Like, I think they're going to be okay. So give me the Pistons.
I think it's more of an infrastructure thing. I just think Detroit's wired in a certain way where they truly embrace the next man up mentality. even when Cade sits and you're using Jenkins at point guard earlier this season, and they
Mm-hmm.
were still finding ways to win games. Detroit just finds a way to give you their best effort more often than not. And I just think that this actual team, no matter what the construction is just wired properly, kind of like an OKC, where
Mm-hmm.
they can just show up and bury any team on any given night because they just care more. That's kind of where I'm at. I'll go for Detroit as well. I like the under in the game, though, because I'm backing Detroit's defense to show up.
Luke Cornett would have put back at the buzzer. Like, come on.
Yeah, they got
It's just
47 in the first quarter.
it's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What's that? 223.5. What she got?
I got under. I think that it's just going to be a game where Detroit defensively can once again impose their will. You could argue playoff atmosphere because it is a game in Toronto against the best team in the East, and we can do it that way. But I think both teams are going to try to, I don't want to say out physical each other because it's tough to out physical Detroit, but I do think there will be a certain intensity that should result in an under. So I got the under in this game. I think it'll be first team to 110 wins. I do not think both teams get to 110. So I'll go with the under. Give me some type of 110 to 105 game. Low scoring, close, comes down to the wire, and I think Cade closes. So give me Detroit and give me the under for this one. You got any thoughts, Terrell, or you're still on mute? Okay. Never mind. Yeah, so since you can't talk, moving on to the next game. Where do we want to go here? Okay. We'll go with the Clippers taking on the Rockets. Immediate rematch, deja vu game. Clippers covered last time out. Somehow, shout out to Ty. Rockets, though, laying 7.5. The over-under is 209.5. Is Kawhi going to play? We don't know. It's a back-to-back. We have no clue. For Houston, yeah, I mean, look, Houston, we know is a team that should be better than they are. They're not terrible, but you don't trust them to lay points. Now, if Kawhi is not going to play, it's the Mathurin show. So get tickets and get props because Mathurin's probably going to give you a monster game if it's just him out there and Ty Lue just gives him the green light.
Mm-hmm.
But are we assuming Kawhi sits? Because I'm not assuming he's playing.
Yeah, he probably sits.
So I can't back the Clippers. I just can't do it. So I guess I'm on Houston. Deja vu principles back the team that did not cover the first time around. I'll go Houston, but that is contingent upon Kawhi not playing. And based on everything we've seen all year, even with Kawhi, if he cares about the All-Star game, who knows? He actually is participating for once. He didn't just get a spot and he can't play because he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Clippers lose. I think that they gave it an effort tonight. They covered, and if they have to rely on the bench unit to step up and win and cover, then sure. But I'll go Houston minus 7.5.
I'm gonna wait for Kawhi to be ruled out, and then I'm gonna take the Clippers again.
Okay. I mean, I'm curious how many points the line's going to climb. But looking at this roster right now, I just can't back this team without Kawhi. I just can't do it. I'm not really a fan of the rest of the roster. Mathurin's kind of an interesting case where he can give you a lot of points, and yet Indiana just it felt like it never clicked with Indiana, despite him having some moments here or there off the bench. I think it's a good spot for him in LA. And I do think if Kawhi ends up sitting, then maybe he can give you a solid 25 or 30. We'll see how that goes. But I do think if Amon gets the matchup on Mathurin, that's just very entertaining television. But I do wonder if that will force Mathurin into being a bit inefficient. I don't like their center depth with Brook Lopez, and if you want to throw in some other guys out there, then sure. I just think Houston's a bad matchup if Kawhi cannot go potentially supernova and give you 40. So I'll go with Houston minus 7.5.
Yeah, I think that when Kawhi gets ruled out and Houston looks at literally who's on the opposite side of them, they're not going to take them serious at all. That's all I'm banking on. It's truly it. Typically, deja principles, I'd be on the same side as you, but I think it's just Houston. To be honest, yeah. I can't trust them. They're just horrible as a favorite. I'm not like even in this situation. I'm not laying any points with Houston, and this is going to test that theory because I'm not. I'm just not laying points with Houston.
But for
Not
the
doing it.
record, I did like the Clippers tonight, and they covered, so I was with
Yeah,
you on that. But I think if Kawhi ends up sitting, I just don't know what this team is. It's
yeah.
not good, whatever it is.
I understand. I get it. Miami on the road. Want to play New Orleans. Pelicans laying 1.5. 232.5 is total. Perfect. I'm like what? No, there's actually nothing to talk about. Miami plus 1.5. Moving on, Scott.
Yeah, I'm with you. Miami lost the game to a tanking Jazz team, which I watched. It was hilarious. Just watching them lose, and then Bam in the post game could not officially say Utah was tanking, but he basically said we can't lose games to teams that are not trying to win. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what he said. Spo better get on all of his players for what the hell that was in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Norman Powell plays. We'll see if they're missing some guys, but I don't think New Orleans is good. They won their last game handily because the Kings are horrible. I'll go with Miami. It's a good spot to
It's
get
literally
some
nothing to
get
think
back
about.
after losing to Utah in that home at home. I gotta go with Miami. It's a step up game for pride. I'll go with Miami.
Literally nothing to talk about here. 16, 10, and 1 as an underdog. 23 and 1 as against the spread this season. 31, 23, and 1. We know that we know the formula, we know the system. And I mean, we're just gifted. We are being gifted them as plus 105 on the money line right now. That's probably not going to stay true. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
But Miami all the way here. It's nothing to question. OKC on the road. No, wait. Hold on. Rewind. Portland on the road going to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh yeah, I mean same thought as Houston and yeah, same thought as Houston here. Timberwolves laying 7.5 at home. 238 is the total. Yeah, I can't get behind. I just can't lay points with Minnesota. Like they're, I would rather go down with the dog and and just tip my hat to Minnesota finally playing a good game as a favorite rather than just blindly having my faith that they're going to cover any given line because the books say that they should. Like no, no, this Minnesota team is horrible as a favorite. They underachieve anytime I actually feel like I watched them play basketball. Uh, I really don't care who Portland throws out there. I think that they just get it done. So give me Portland.
No, this I agree with you on. The only reason why I was picking Houston is because I think Kawhi's not going to play.
Mhm.
Portland, when healthy, I don't mind this team. You could argue that once again they are a bit frustrating just because of ways that they potentially should win games and they end up blowing them. But Minnesota had one great game after no showing about 3 games in a row. I'm not going to overreact to one great game against Atlanta's defense or lack thereof, obviously. I'll go Portland. I think Portland, when healthy, can actually be a bit dangerous. I know that Drew Holiday came back. We've seen Scoot play a game or two here or there. Avdi almost had a triple-double last game against Philly. I don't mind this team. Klingon's been very good lately. I'll go with Portland with you. I can't stand Minnesota.
Mhm.
I think that they are a really annoying team to bet on. I'm not going to bother. And unlike the Clippers, Portland should have basically their full roster. So I'll go with Portland plus the 7.5.
Marathon pod going on right now. So uh,
We have 14 games, so it is
yeah.
what it is.
Well, we're gonna get you out of here really soon. Promise. Yeah, pretty lockstep there. Possibly a dog territory. I mean, I'm Minnesota is untrustworthy. Like, who is this Minnesota team? It's literally just Ant. Anytime I watch them, I feel like it's just Ant.
Occasionally,
Hmm?
occasionally Randall.
Yeah, and he's still. I think it's just better because he's not in New York. But like, if he was doing this exact same thing in New York, it would be the same conversations of like the inconsistency.
Yeah.
OKC's on the road going to play the Phoenix Suns. OKC's laying 7.5. 217.5 is the total. Wait, what's the injury report that OKC's laying 7.5 against Phoenix?
But we know SGA's out indefinitely. J-Dub came back last game. They beat the Lakers. They weren't very impressive throughout the game, but they got the job done in the end. But also the Suns are playing right now. So the Suns have a back-to-back. We'll see who's playing for them tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that they're actually pretty solid on the second leg of a back-to-back too. I'm
That wouldn't
confused.
surprise me.
I mean, I know OKC got the win over the Lakers, but like, what's making me? I mean, Phoenix is legitly like one of the best ATS teams in the league. So what's the argument for OKC laying 7.5 here, no SGA? Like, I get OKC's a good team, but you're telling me that they're just gonna go in here, walk in, and win by 3 possessions on the road in Phoenix? I'm confused. I mean, Scott, am I missing something?
I believe this might be a revenge angle. I think the Suns won outright the last time these teams played.
They
I
did.
think. So you can
10 and a
argue
half
they're
point
going to
dogs.
actually care. Yeah. You'd argue they're going to care and maybe they'll find a way to just win it anyway. But no, I think for this game, I feel better about an under in this game. I think OKC defensively can play well. I think the Suns defensively can play well. Last game ended up landing 213. That was with SGA playing. Brooks had a monster fourth quarter, I believe, to help Phoenix win that game. I'm just going to go under and call it a day. I just see two physical defenses dictating the pace. I think it'll be a playoff atmosphere between two teams that really don't like each other. I don't want to lay 7.5, but I think I feel better about taking the under 217.5. We know that OKC's offense can get pretty ugly on different occasions, especially when SGA doesn't play. I'll go under. I think this total's too high. That's my approach for this game instead. You agree on the total?
Yeah, no, I like under. I agree there. Phoenix plus 7.5. Phoenix on the money line.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'm shocked at the respect OKC's getting right now against a Phoenix team that I think is like legit, like really legit. Arguably, I think they could. I think they could beat the Rockets in a series. I
When
think they
healthy,
might.
I
They
think
might
they
be.
could.
I think they might be my fourth best team in the West. Like they're legit. So I think this is a good spot. Give me Phoenix plus points. Yeah, I agree with you with the under. Sacramento on the road going to play Utah. Utah's laying 6.5, 230.
I got to play the drop first.
We should have played that earlier for Brooklyn and Pacers.
Yeah, I know, but this one kind of deserves it overtime because Utah's trying to lose games and Sacramento's lost, I think, 13 in a row.
Yeah, okay, so let's just go ahead and skip to that. So like I understand. The first thought is okay, Utah's gonna smack Sacramento because Sacramento's bad. I mean, Sacramento benched everybody. I don't think who's let's read down.
Oh no, both teams have benched everybody already. There's already been announcements. Both teams have benched basically their entire starting lineup. This is a
No,
full
yeah.
G League game.
No, so that was the point. That yeah. So Westbrook is out, Levine's out, Monk is out, Sabonis is out, DeAndre Hunter is out.
Yep.
I think it's hilarious that DeMar DeRozan is still playing. Honestly. Keontae George is out. And then I mean, whatever's going to happen with Laurie Marketing and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Well, even if they play, they're not playing the fourth.
Okay, so maybe this is the jazz enthusiast in me, but I kind of get it. If I'm going to play you 25 minutes a night, I don't want to break that up in 4 quarters, and now I'm not letting you kind of get acclimated to the game. Like, let's just get that 25 minutes out the way. And I mean, oh well, your 25 minutes hit in the third quarter, you're not playing the fourth because you've hit your 25 minutes. Like, I kind of get it, but it just looks horrible right now. With that being said, there's a good chance that 3 quarters of this team, it could be a large enough, it could be a large enough lead where, that fourth quarter really may not matter. But in hindsight, it's just, I mean, not in hindsight, but in my mind, Scott, it just sounds like a horrible idea to lay 6.5 with the team that's not going to play their best players in the fourth quarter. And we know this for a fact. So, my question to you is, are you feeling froggy? What you want to do? You want to trust a team that is going to bench their best players in the fourth quarter? Or the team that just said, nah, we're going to bench all of our players for the entire game?
Yeah, the answer could be somewhere in the middle. You take Utah first half, and then maybe you'll live bet Sacramento in the second half. I pitched the argument last episode that I was on to just blindly fade Utah in the fourth quarter. And then Miami choked and Utah actually covered in the fourth quarter. That didn't work out. But the argument is still there. The thing about Sacramento is even if they end up benching everybody, which is, of course, the main starters, you have Westbrook, you have Sabonis, whatever, I still like Nick Clifford. I still like Carter. I think Cardwell is actually really good. I don't mind getting more Cardwell minutes in this game. I think the Kings actually have some pieces that I don't totally hate that are just on the bench right now. I'll go for Sacramento in this game. I don't want to lay 6.5 with Utah. If you were going to, take the first half. But I think Sacramento can actually somewhat hang in there if their young guys are given more playing time. They gave Cleveland a run for their money. Watching Carter have a bunch of points. Nick Clifford at 30 in that game. Cardwell can block a bunch of shots. He's a double-double guy too. I'll go Sacramento, mainly because toilet bowl principles, especially when a team's not trying to win. I can't lay 3 possessions with a team that's not trying to win. So I'll go with the Kings. I'll go with the Kings plus 6.5. But there is no chance I'm betting the side or total. It's props, if anything, on this game. But I'll go for the Kings plus 6.5. Do you want to make a counterpoint?
Yeah, for a fact that we could be actually just watching. It could just be the straight up Jaren Jackson Jr. and Laurie Marketing show. So much so for 3 quarters that it's just it doesn't matter. I mean, they could be 10 points better than them in the fourth quarter and still not cover the line.
Yeah.
I could see it being some type of 20, 25 point lead, and then the fourth quarter gets cut down to 15, 10. Still
I said
cover.
Jazz first half, if that's the approach you want to take. I can
Yeah,
understand that angle.
I agree with you. I agree. I think that's the best play of the game, honestly. I think you hit it on the head there. I think that is honestly lock category is the Jazz first half. But yeah, I guess I'll take Sacramento plus 6.5 with you on principle, but like I'm not betting that. When they drop the first half lines, the Jazz first half play is something that I'm probably gonna have in my pocket. I'm not gonna lie. That's the most intriguing play thus far. Memphis is on the road going to play the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are laying 13.5, 235.5 is the total. Okay, so I remember there was a time where we couldn't trust Denver laying this big of a number at home. Now, that was before they had the crazy injury bug that they had. And then, so it was a long time ago. But that was a thing way back. They did not take any type of lesser competition serious at home, and in fact, lost a few of those games outright.
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if they were still on that same type of energy, Scott. However, I'm not going to bet it. I think this is where we go chalk. This is Denver laying 13.5 all the way. And especially after the loss to the Cavs. Get right game. It kind of feels like that. It's no Santi Aldama, no John Morant, no Edie. Questionable tag on doubt. Even freaking Cedric Coward is not playing. He's doubtful. So like, I could see this being that game, but if that does not hit, then I know why. And it's because we weren't supposed to trust Denver laying this big of a number at home because they're not taking anybody serious in that spot. But as of right now, I don't see any reason for us not to be on Denver laying this big number.
Yeah, I'm on Denver. I have grouped Memphis with Chicago as teams that are not trying to win and they have no centers. So, yeah, if you have no centers and you have Joker coming to town, have fun. I think Joker has a triple-double before the start of the fourth quarter. I think they'll be up by a ton. I think Denver runs them out of the building. So I'll go Denver minus 13.5.
He kind of played around with the Bulls over the weekend. He could have had
and then
more
the fourth
points.
quarter, they said, fine. I guess
Yeah,
they immediately blew him out by 20 in the quarter.
yeah. I think it could go literally very similar to that. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All the way. All right. Where's the
Who's Memphis' center again? Kyle Anderson? That was who was their starting center last game? Like, have fun. What am I supposed to say?
How many rebounds did Kyle Anderson have in that game?
Not enough because they ended up losing to Golden State. Then they blew a 17-point lead in that game.
Let me see. Oh, only 4. All right. I was hoping something was there. I would have talked myself into Kyle Anderson rebounds. I would have.
From what I remember, Hendricks off the bench had a double-double in that game.
He did.
Who they got from Utah. I think he had 15 and 10. So Hendricks could potentially be a rebound guy. But the point is you have nobody to guard Joker. We know Joker kills good defenses. Now you have no center at all. He's going to get whatever he wants. And there's nothing they can do about it.
All right, let's close it out. San Antonio is playing right now, but they also have to play tomorrow on the
They're sitting everybody in the fourth
back.
quarter of this game. It doesn't matter.
More than likely, it's currently 70-47 in the second quarter.
Wemby's got
About
31 already.
5 to go. Wemby does have 31 already. Spurs laying 6 against Golden State, and Golden State to 18.5. I mean, we just kind of think about the energy. If you're listening, think about the energy we just gave that Memphis team. Golden State just beat them by 1.
Yeah.
At home.
And they were down by, I think it was 17 in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yeah, I actually don't care who San Antonio throws out there. Give me San Antonio.
No, I'm with you. I think San Antonio, if this game was going to be close, if LeBron and Luka were playing and it came down to the wire, maybe I would take Golden State because maybe they would sit half the team. But based on what we're watching right now, they're going to be sitting everybody for the last quarter.
Yo, Wemby's literally this is ridiculous what he's doing to them.
Wemby's going crazy. The Lakers
is literally,
and the Spurs are going to sit everyone for the last.
This is 2K when you make your super long big, like your super big, and this is really just your person that you're trying to go out there and play in the park with, and you're dominating because nobody can literally do anything about it.
The point is, though, the Spurs are in a spot where they're going to bench all the starters for the entire fourth quarter. So I don't see playing time being an issue. Golden State, though, like the Grizzlies, like the Bulls, have no centers at all. And that's why they were in a war with Memphis, because you're looking at their center depth basically being Draymond Green, Al Horford, and a little bit of Guy Santos. Have fun with Wemby. Have fun with Castle. Have fun with Fox. I don't think they can guard any of these guys. Give me the Spurs minus 6.5.
Yeah. And maybe come on, this is ridiculous. All right. I'm not trying to glaze Wemby, but this is the Lakers are not even trying in this game. It
was a G League game. They punted it.
I like the Spurs' chances. I do. This is not a real game right now.
And no travel. They're already in California.
Yeah. All right. Let's hurry up. It's been a marathon. 120 on the clock here. Lock, dog, underdog, lock. Jesus Christ, 14 game slate. Let's see. Wow, it's actually I feel like there's a good amount of options. Miami plus 105. I'll just take the money line, Scott.
Okay.
I mean, come on. They just lost to a tanking team. That's the most Miami thing ever. People are shocked by that, by the way. Do you know there are people that are like, that were literally like, I cannot believe it. There's probably somebody that was in this group chat like, Miami, money line, it can't miss. Dog, this is literally what they do. And then they come back the next game as a dog and they win outright. And everybody's like, how?
We've seen this movie many times before.
Miami plus 105. Lock. Dog. Portland or the Suns. Give me the Suns. They're at home. They've been good to me. And I think this is a little bit too much. I really do. And I'm not certain that, I'm not certain OKC hasn't figured it out. They got the win the last time out. It was the Lakers. I don't I don't value that. I'm sorry. I think SGA means a lot and it's gonna show and it's gonna reflect in the record. And so I'm gonna start cashing on it. We're gonna get them in some favorable spots because they're still giving them a lot of respect. I would think this would be minus 7.5 if SGA was playing, but he's not. So give me the Suns plus 225.
All right. For my lock, I'm going to go with a player prop. I think it's very on brand. Joker's been great against Memphis in general. Give me Joker triple-double at minus 105. I think it's a great matchup. You have Kyle Anderson trying to guard him. Have fun. I think Joker can walk into a classic triple-double in less than 3 full quarters. Good enough for me. I'll give me Joker triple-double at minus 105 as my lock. For my dog, I am going to fade some of the tanking teams. So I am going to go with the Celtics minus the 13.5, parlayed with the Nets minus 4.5. I'll fade Indiana off a win in overtime. They should bench half the team. And I'm also going to fade Chicago, who has no centers at all, against a Celtics team that got embarrassed on their home floor over the weekend. Once again, the 2-big parlay, Nets minus 4.5 and the Celtics minus 13.5 is plus 273 on DraftKings.
All right. It's pretty late. Burning the midnight oil. Let's see what Underdog's got for us for tomorrow.
I mean, do you want to just recycle Joker stuff for starters?
PRA 49.5.
I was thinking just triple-double. But
just go triple-double. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how Memphis is going to guard him. And he's had a triple-double in 2 straight against this team. So historically, they can't guard him.
It's so funny that his triple-double is just higher. Regular play on Underdog there. No way they give me. Yeah, of course they wouldn't. Why would you? No Paul Reed, of course. It would probably be later in the day tomorrow, though. I'm definitely gonna have some action on Paul Reed. I'm not gonna lie to you, Scott.
Okay.
Let's go to Chicago, Boston. What do they have here? I could be tempted in the Simons. I need to make sure, Scott, please remind me some type of 2-pick parlay between Paul Reed and Nick Richards.
Okay.
That feels like that's going to be good.
I'll remember.
You can sell me on Anthony Simons. Brunson? No, but we can't. That's not available. Who else? Mike Porter Jr.? Nope, that's not available either.
I thought about Collier assist, but he actually did play in the 4th quarter of that Miami game. So they actually gave him some run.
His assists are at 10.5,
I
Scott,
know.
and it's juiced.
I know. Yeah, I don't think we can take that. It's
Oh my gosh,
it's
is
a little
that
bit
a
too high of a
real
number.
line?
Yeah. I mean, I understand it if he's a passing genius. There's not much you can really argue. I actually don't mind Desmond Bain against Milwaukee. He's at 22.5 PA. He's been great lately. He's had at
Nope.
least 24 PA in 6 of the last 7.
Mm, wait, hold on. Okay. Higher on the Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
All right. And then let me see. Anything else that who's available here for Miami?
Wiggins? He's been very good lately. He's had 26 points in 2 of the last 3 games.
17.5. I was thinking Wiggins or Hawkins.
Yeah, let's go Wiggins. Why not? He's been very good.
All right. And you know what it is? It's that post trade deadline.
Yeah.
That post trade deadline bump. Like when you know you're good, you be like,
Especially
yeah.
Wiggins. He's been on the hot seat for I don't know how many years in a row at this point.
All right, let me see. Oh no, did they just take the Joker line down? Go back, go back.
Spurs have 84 at the half.
Oh, they just took the Joker line down.
That's
I
a
didn't
shame.
get it in. Pause. What's the RA? 23.5. What's 23.5? What's that
It's a
like?
lot. I mean, you're looking at like 14 rebounds, 10 assists. He can still get there and all, but that
So, well,
is
10 and 10. You need 10 and 10 for the triple double anyway. So at that point, we need four. What? So 12 and 12?
we can take it. I'm just not sure he plays.
It's a little juicy. Like,
I'm
I
just
mean,
not
it's
sure he plays
spicy.
the fourth quarter. That's kind of my concern, but I can still get behind it. I mean, they're not going to be able to grab a rebound.
Yeah, that's my point. He could have 15 rebounds alone. And then at that point, this becomes easier.
Sure, that's fine.
All right, let's do it. I'll take the fall for it. And it's also because I just don't want to wait for the triple double to pop back up. Jokic higher, 23.5 RA. Andrew Wiggins higher, 17.5 points. And Desmond Bain higher, 18.5 points. And then Underdog shake it up. You're only at 6.18x, but I have a 40% profit boost. You might have one too, 8.25x. Make sure you put that into Underdog Fantasy. Promo code at NBA SGPN. Scott, hour 30. I feel like we haven't done a marathon like that in a while, but like, wow, 14 games. I'm just like, come on, guys. We also was yapping in the first part.
Well, yeah, because we had the Clippers and a couple of games we were sweating out too. So
What's anything else for people before we get up out of here?
not really. I see Bear mentioning if we're going to be doing a show for the All-Star game. Yes, we're going to be doing our classic All-Star weekend show on Thursday night. So dunk contests, 3-point contests, All-Star MVP, all that stuff. So same as usual.
Yep, can't wait. All right. With that, he's at Rush Already. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN MPA, youtube.com/media gambling podcast, and 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. With that, that's it. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just end like